everyone and welcome to the show All of Your Business. आज हम बात करने जा रहे हैं पाकिस्तान की इकोनॉमी के बारे में और डिजिटल इकोनॉमी के बारे में. We have Mehtab Haider here with us and let's ask him few questions regarding the Pakistan's economy and the digitalization. Hello sir, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay sir, so I have few questions to ask. Pakistan now has 137 million digital banking users. What is driving this rapid shift toward digital payments and can this growth continue?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much for having me. Actually, Prime Minister of Pakistan has undertaken this initiative to digitize Pakistan's economy and to convert it into a cashless economy. And Government of Pakistan has envisaged different targets. Under these targets, now the banking digital users have touched 137 million out of 246 million population of the country. And there are merchants in the range of 2 million. So it's a growing phenomena in Pakistan. And in last financial year, there were transactions that reached from 6 billion to 11.9 billion in the last financial year that ended on 30th June 2026. It will help Pakistan to document its economy, digitize its economy. It will bring more transparency. And in the first phase, the government also envisages that now from the government to government, all transactions will be digitized. And from government to private sector, more than 50% will be digitized. So there is an ambitious plan, and that is the way forward. Because when everything will be digitized, it will help Pakistan to document its economy. When there will be e-wallet available and being practiced everywhere. For instance, FBR has also incentivized, if you are going to any restaurant which is connected with the POS, your tax deduction will be reduced. At restaurants, you are going to charge only 5% tax. So there are some incentives attached to this digitization of the economy, but once we will have to ensure 100% compliance, and the Government of Pakistan, Ministry of IT and the cellular companies, as well as the State Bank of Pakistan and the Pakistan Banking Associations, they all are collaborating to ensure and maximize its outreach.
Okay, so my second question is, Raast is helping expand digital transactions across Pakistan. Could it significantly reduce the country's dependence on cash?
Of course, because Raast is a growing phenomena in Pakistan, and now the digital transactions are happening at a rapid pace. So this is the way forward, because we have seen that now this Raast and other digital transactions are helping to pay and utilize different transactions. For instance, utility bills are being paid through these digital transactions, and it's a growing phenomena in Pakistan. And I think that is the way forward, where these digital transactions, including Raast, will be promoted, and it will become a routine in the daily use of every household in Pakistan.
Okay, Pakistan's food import bill has surged while agriculture exports are falling. Why is the country now increasingly dependent on imports, particularly wheat, despite having a larger farming sector?
Actually, food and agriculture sector is facing problem. We have seen that its deficit has widened. Its imports surged to close to over $9 billion, and exports declined. and exports declined mainly because of decrease in the exports of rice. On the other hand, we have seen that the imports of palm oil increased, import of sugar increased, import of now the government all set to import 1 million tons of wheat. Although Pakistan has produced sufficient wheat to meet its domestic requirements, and different estimates are in the market, but there are some conservative estimates suggesting that Pakistan production of wheat was hovering in the range of 28.6 million tons, which is quite sufficient to meet the domestic requirements. But we are under the IMF program, and spot price mechanism has been abundant under the IMF program. So both the center and provinces couldn't procure the wheat, although the IMF has granted permission to the federal as well as the provincial governments. So now, Economic Coordination Committee of the Cabinet had constituted a steering committee under the leadership of Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar, and now the steering committee has also granted its node to import 1 million tons of wheat through Trading Corporation of Pakistan. And Trading Corporation of Pakistan will issue an open tender, and a competitive bidding process will be undertaken to import 1 million tons of wheat. Pakistan usually imported wheat from Russia and Ukraine. So let's see when the open bidding is going to kickstart in the next few days period. Then the open bidding will determine that from where Pakistan is going to import the wheat. But on the other side, the sugar has a plenty of availability in the market, and the Pakistan Sugar Mills Association is asking the government to grant permission for its exports. But the government will only provide them this permission if the domestic prices didn't increase. So all these issues are confronting the agriculture sector, but low productivity, and last time we have seen that the heavy rains also affected, and the climate change is also affecting the overall production of the agriculture sector in Pakistan. And Pakistan is also facing these kind of problems of low productivity because of changes in the climate and environment.
Okay. So my last question is, if Pakistan continues importing wheat instead of fixing low yields, high input cost and post-harvest losses, are wheat imports only a temporary solution to much deeper agriculture crisis?
Of course, it's a short-term solution, because there are estimates that there are post-harvest losses in Pakistan are ranging in the range of 20 to 40%. It's huge. So, and input cost also increased. And in Pakistan, the production of the wheat was sufficient to meet the domestic requirements. But then the element of hoarding also played a critical role. So the government is importing wheat in order to avoid exploitation of hoarders who are eyeing to mint lofty profits. So the government, earlier there were strategic reserves in the range of 1.8 million tons, but keeping in view the requirements of the provinces, because hoarders have kept their produce at their storages, so they are not coming up to place it in the market. So the government preferred to import the wheat in order to ensure strategic reserves and avoiding the exploitation of the market. So please keep in mind that the domestic wheat production is sufficient to meet the domestic requirements. But keeping in view the hoarding, the government preferred to import the wheat, and it's a short-term phenomena. And but there is also need to focus that the government will have to incentivize the local farmers, because when their input cost will exceed then their produce cost, then it will be hard for them to go into those specific commodities. So on one side there is a need to reduce the cost of the inputs, for instance fertilizer, for instance electricity, for instance diesel prices. But on the other side, their production must be given a price on which they are going to produce their commodities. So it requires a balancing act. On one side, Pakistan is not allowed to go ahead with the minimum price or spot price, but IMF allowed Pakistan to ensure or give an indicative price, so that on one side we should protect the interest of the farmers, and on the other side there should be an element of free market economy where they can sell and purchase at their will, and there should be no intervention from the public sector. So it requires a balancing act on part of the government.
Thank you, sir, for coming today. See you in the next episode, जिसमें हम पाकिस्तान की इकोनॉमी से रिलेटेड और बातें करेंगे, टैक्स से रिलेटेड बातें करेंगे, और जो डिजिटलाइजेशन हो रही है पाकिस्तान में, कैशलेस जो गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से चीज़ें हो रही हैं, उनके बारे में बात करेंगे। तो मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में, तब तक स्टे कनेक्टेड विद अस।